Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for March 20th. March 20th is the 79th day of the year, 80th in leap years, in the Gregorian calendar, with 286 days remaining until the end of the year. Typically, the March equinox falls on this date, marking the vernal point in the northern hemisphere and the autumnal point in the southern hemisphere. Although, as I read this in 2020, the equinox actually fell on the 19th. Today's word is MacGyver. This is a verb meaning to improvise an ingenious solution using whatever is available at hand. This word comes to us after a fictional character named Angus MacGyver, a secret agent in the television series MacGyver, who was known for improvising ingenious solutions to the problems he faced. He carried a Swiss Army knife and duct tape. And you can do a lot of things with a Swiss Army knife and duct tape, trust me. Earliest documented use of this term is 1992. Let me take a moment here to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, stay to the end for those outtakes, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Remember that you can share this video with others, either with a link through your email or on social media. And with that, we're going to start in the year 1345. And what a timely piece of news this is. The pandemic known as the Black Death was blamed on an unusual astronomical configuration that took place on March 20th, 1345. Of course, we now know that this horrible disease was actually caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium, which was initially transmitted by fleas from infected rats. But once it took off, it didn't need fleas or rats to propagate. The Black Death killed about a third of the entire population of Earth. The plague has popped up periodically since then, but fortunately never again at the epidemic proportions of the 14th century. Harriet Beecher Stowe's anti-slavery novel, I started to say Tom Thumb. That's not it. Tom Thumb's a different guy, and a local grocery store. Harriet Beecher Stowe's anti-slavery novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was published on March 20th, 1852. The Republican Party was founded on March 20th, 1854. President Abraham Lincoln's sons, Willie and Tad, were diagnosed with the measles on March 20th, 1861. They both survived the measles, but neither of those boys would survive to adulthood. This is the birthday of American actor and band leader Ozzie Nelson, from Ozzie and Harriet. He was born on March 20th, 1906, and lived to the age of 69. Albert Einstein published his general theory of relativity on March 20th, 1915. This is the birthday of American actor, singer, and director Hal Linden, born March 20th, 1931. Is particularly known for his portrayal of the police captain Barney Miller in the same-named TV show. Still alive as I read this in 2020, Hal Linden turns 89. Also the birthday of American singer, songwriter, guitarist, and actor Jerry Reed, born March 20th, 1937. He lived to the age of 71. Nikita Khrushchev began his rise to power on March 20, 1953, when the Soviet government announced that he'd been selected as one of 5 men to the new office of Secretariat of the Communist Party. On March 20th, 1965, President Lyndon Johnson notified Alabama's Governor George Wallace that he would use federal authority to call up the National Guard in order to supervise the planned civil rights march from Selma to Montgomery. We've talked about this before. Legoland opened in California on March 20th, 1999. This was the first Legoland outside of Europe. And that's all I have for you today. As always, links to my research included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share if you found this interesting or informative. Check out my other channel, 8 Susquehanna. The link is in the show notes. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Okay, we gotta make that go to sleep. We'll do that in a minute. And we'll probably leave that part out. So many mistakes. We're not gonna go into all that. Okay, I don't know how all that's gonna go together, or if it's even gonna make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not gonna go. Probably cut all that out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video, we'll see. Changing it up.